Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about bones of skull. We will start our topic with introduction. Human skull is complex structure composed of 22 bones which can be categorized into two main groups. The first group are the cranial bones group and the second group are facial bones. So we can say that human skull is made up of 22 bones that are cranial bones and facial bones. First, we will talk about the cranial bones that are also called as neurocranial bones. These are the 8 bones that form the protective case around the brain. These include frontal bone that forms the forehead and upper eye socket. Here in the diagram, the dark green color bone you can see is the frontal bone. Next bone is parietal bone, that is pair bone. That means there are 2 parietal bone in every skull. It is located at the sides and top of the skull. Here you can see the diagram, and the orange color bone in this is the parietal bone. The next bone is temporal bone, that is also the pair bone. That means there will be 2 temporal bone in every skull. It houses the ear structure and contributes to the side of skull. Here you can see in diagram the purple color bone is the temporal bone. The next bone is occipital bone. It forms the back and base of the skull. In diagram you can see the pink color bone is the occipital bone. The next bone is sphenoid bone, that is butterfly shaped bone that connects with the multiple skull bones. In diagram you can see the red color bone is the sphenoid bone. It is just in the front of the temporal bone and below the frontal bone. Next bone is the ethmoid bone, that is located between the eyes, contributing to the nasal structure. Next we will talk about the facial bone or viscerocranial bone. They are 14 bones that shape the face and support the sensory organs. They include zygomatic bone, that is the paired bone, and they form the cheekbones. Here you can see the light green color bones are the zygomatic bone. The next bone are the maxilla, that are pair bone. That means there will be 2 maxilla in every skull, and they form the upper jaw bone that hold the upper teeth. Here you can see the skin color bone is the maxilla. Next we have is mandible, that is you can see in the diagram the blue color bone is the mandible. It is a lower jaw bone and it is the only movable skull bone. Next bone is nasal bone. Here you can see in the diagram the dark pink color is the nasal bone and it forms the bridge of the nose. The next bone we have is lacrimal bone, that is also the paired bone, and the blue color in the eye area is the lacrimal bone, and they are the small bones near the eye socket. Next bone is palatine bone, that are also the pair bone and it form the part of the hard palate. The next bone is inferior nasal conchae, that are also the paired bone that have filter humidity in air and the nasal cavity. The next bone is vomer bone, that forms a part of nasal septum. Here you can see all of the bones of the facial skeleton of viscerocranium are the paired bone except mandible and vomer bone. Now we will talk about the functions of skull bone. First function is protection, as these bones shield the brain and sensory organ. The next function is support, as these bones provide structure for the face. And the next function is movement, as these bones like mandible allow chewing and speaking. The next function is sensory function, as these bone houses organs for vision, hearing, smell and taste. So this was all about the bones of skull. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you for watching.